everyone. Just going to do a quick walk around of famous 5 lakes, Eagles Lake, where we've been fishing this week. Now what I've got in front of me is a lake that's divided into 2, although fish can swim freely from one side to the other. So if we look over to the left, we've got the left hand side of the lake, which has got a fishing platform just here, and intersecting the 2 halves of the lake you've got a bridge called the Bridge of Death or the Bridge of Doom, although it's perfectly safe, and then an island out there with a channel behind the island that we'll see just in a minute. There's the right hand side. Pretty much they're identical in size, I would say, although there are differences in depths, and also the fact that over the winter this side got desilted, whereas the left hand side didn't get desilted, because that's where the fish were stored and kept while work was going on the other side. Anyway, we're going to start on the left side. You've got this really nice wooden platform. This is quite new. There used to be a big tree here, and people would fish off next to it, and a very common place for people to fish was down this left hand margin, which over in the corner there's a bubble aerator that runs 24/7, so that's on all day. But yeah, they fish up this left hand margin, or they fish off the far margin over there. There is a couple of deep areas over here. Now deep for this lake is about 3+ feet. I didn't find a single area that was more than about 3.2 feet. There is some water volume loss at the moment, and I do understand that the lake can go down as much as 5 feet once it's it's fully when it's at its highest level. So at the minute it's about 3.2 feet in a couple of deeper areas. There's a deeper area here under the tree, there's a deeper area over there in front of the bubble aerator. Not particularly large, but it was large enough for them to keep the fish over in that corner when they drained the lake down. Up there is a bay. That bay is very shallow. It's only about 1 to 1.5 feet deep, but it does give you plenty of options to see fish feeding. The owners have put over here a cradle, and there is also a chair on the bank over here for people that want to fish in the shallows, so you can fish marginally over there in quite shallow water. There's plenty of small carp that splash over there, so if that's your thing, that'd be a good place to find them. Directly opposite, you've got a bank here that runs up to these reeds. That was pointed out to me as being a little patrol route for catfish. We did put baits out there, but we didn't get any takes at all from that bank, but apparently that's where a trio of catfish patrol up and down. So that's the left hand side. It comes over here to the bridge. I'll just show you now. The bridge is basically 2 very long logs with boards screwed on the top of them, so there's a little bit of movement on there when you're walking across, but it's not too bad. Over to the right hand side, practically identical, is the right hand side of the lake. There's another aerator over in that corner. That one doesn't stay on all the time. Comes on morning, lunchtime, and in the evening about 12 o'clock. Stays on for about an hour and then goes off. I did monitor the oxygen levels in the lake because it's been steamingly hot, and yeah, it gets pretty low in the morning, high 50s. But once those aerators have been on and the algae and the weeds have created a bit more oxygen in the water, they raise the water oxygen up into the 90s. So nothing problematic there, especially not if you're into catfish. On the far bank over there is the upside down swim, which has got the iconic tree there, the dead tree that looks like it's from Stranger Things. That's another new platform there, just to give another option for fishing space. There is a slightly deeper area in the middle here. Again, it's about 3.2 to 3.5 feet. There's a little deep area in front of those reeds over there as well, and then the rest of it it's just like a bowl. It shallows up towards here, towards the margins, going up to about 1 foot or less as it comes up very close to the margin. The bottom on this side is very, very soft clay that's about 1 foot deep according to the sonar. So soft clay, lots of stones. That's what you're fishing on this side. Over this side you've got silt with the soft clay and stones underneath. So your rig presentations should be, obviously longer hook links, suitable for very soft bottoms, which this definitely is. I did actually walk out here one day, and I walked literally from one side of the lake to the other. I wanted to check if there are any decent hard spots that the sonar doesn't really pick up. I wanted to do it by hand, and I just thought, I'll do it one day early in the session, as we're here a week, and then for that day I'll fish on the left hand side, let the right hand side settle after that. But it was pretty much soft the whole way across, and your feet sinking quite a way. Over the bridge here, it's only a couple of feet. It looks pretty daunting. but if you did fall off of here for any reason, or if you drop something off of here and you need to get it back, that's about 2 foot deep, so you can just jump in and get it. Despite it being 2 foot deep, we've had fish coming under the bridge, going back and forth, especially at night time. In terms of catfish, about 11 o'clock the catfish switch on, they start taking silvers off the surface. You can hear all the big claps of their jaws as they come up and take them, and then the splashes. And they also corral silvers into that little bay there at the shore, so all the silvers will panic and come in and practically be beached, so that the catfish can take them. And that will go on from about 11 o'clock. They'll start over here, and then they'll work their way under the bridge, and then they'll work their way over to there, and by about 3 o'clock everything goes dead. All the silvers disappear somewhere and the catfish go with them. Just walking out to the island now. This is very spacious. You are allowed to fish from the island, although bear in mind, if you are staying back there or in the lodge, then it's quite a trek to get to the far edge of the island. Now the island has got this back channel which they used to have the aerators on, but they found that the carp congregated over here around the aerators, and then people wanted to fish from the shoreline and they couldn't access the fish because they're here hidden by the island. So they moved the aerators into each corner to try and get the fish to disperse a little bit more, and I think that's been successful. There's a lot of action in this channel. It's not very deep. It's less than 2 foot all the way over here. You could walk from here to that bank if you wanted to. Yeah, I've mainly seen small carp here during the day. At night you can hear catfish ambushing fish underneath those trees. But yeah, I mean, we've put baits all along these trees, live baits, pellets, boilies, you name it, and they wouldn't touch it. They're very much into their tiny silvers here with minimal presentation, so might be worth bearing that in mind if you're coming for catfish. So yeah, there's a channel. They can come along this back channel and then access either end of the lake. That's the reeds I was talking about earlier on. There's a patch just in front, about 2 rod lengths off, of deeper water there, about 3.2 feet. Willow tree in the background is a feature. That bay is all very shallow, but there is a big carp that sits in this bay, and he comes up and boshes about every single day pretty much. It has been quiet for the past 2 or 3 days generally across the lake. When we first got here, the fish were just going crazy all over the place, you know, dolphining out of the water, yeah, it's got quieter towards the end of the week. Not sure. The temperatures have been quite high in the 30s, early 30s, but it has cooled off towards the end of the week, so I would have expected them to get a little bit more movement, but not happened. Up the bank there is where all the silt from here went, so if you took a walk around the lake here, you would see over at the back there is a fair bit. The mud's extending quite a way, so that's where all that silt went. But there's lots of room on here. Like, say if you wanted to bivvy up here for a night, you definitely could. I mean, this lake's got plenty of possibilities to accommodate, you know, up to 6 anglers. There's sleeping accommodation in the lodge for 6 anglers, and so you could easily do you know, 2 anglers over here, 2 anglers over there to the left, and you could certainly put a couple of anglers over here, or even put one on the island fishing this way, one over there on the upside down platform. It could accommodate 6. I'm not sure how many they take on the bookings. Just going to go back over the bridge of Dew. See, it's not too bad. Wobbles a little bit, and there's a missing board down here. A few of the boards could do with being screwed in a bit tighter, I think, but it's not unsafe. So we put our social tent here. We basically sit here till about 3 in the morning every morning, and then once it goes quiet we bring the rods in, and we don't fish much during the day because we're just looking for catfish, which for us the main success really has just been the middle of the lake here, bizarrely. Not any of the features, not the overhanging trees, not the marginal plants, just the middle of the lake. Alright, so they do leave quite a bit of equipment. Oh, we should probably have a look at that. If you're into carp fishing, they've got big unhooking mat here, that's for the catfish, but they do have cradles, slings and nets, enough for a few anglers. There's some more bits and pieces back there, and there's some around the edges of the lake. You'll find that there are cradles and chairs put out at strategic positions around the lake, so you don't have to carry them around. They've got a shop which is not far away. It's just down the road, so the access road is here, and just going down there past our van, and just over there is the shop, and that's an honesty shop. So in there they've got snacks and drinks, but they've also got a lot of fishing tackle in there, you know, just your essentials. They've got your swivels, your hooks, that sort of thing, leads. You go in, take what you need, and then you let them know, and then you just bank transfer what they say the price is, and I'm sure that they don't overcharge for anything like that. So that is Eagles Lake, left hand side and right hand side. Over there is the lodge. I'm not going to go in there just now because family's in there, they're all chilling and resting. Like I say, we're up till 4 in the morning, so everybody sleeps during the day. There's a couple of boats you can use. This is one of them. It's a bit knackered though, so be careful. Not sure if you can see all that foam out there is where a fairly sizable carp just came up. I think there's some big ones in here. They certainly make enough noise when they come up like that. Anyway, that was Eagles. This one down here, this is Peters Lake. This is, if you book Eagles, you also book Peters. So you're actually booking, you know, two lakes with Eagles and one down here with Peters as well. So it's quite an extensive booking for the money, and it comes with accommodation, which is pretty amazing value, quite honestly. This is more like a stock pond. But it has got a range of fish in here. It's got big head carp in there, normal carp. There's big rudd in here. I think there's, on some of the catch reports previously, there were pike. So there's a whole mixture of fish in here, and I think technically this is a stock pond, but you are allowed to fish it. And on the bank, you may be able to see there are chairs strewn around for people who just want to come down here, have a quick session on this lake on their own. I should think this would be a bit more of a runs lake. My wife came down here catching silvers, and we were just pulling them out. Some really nice ones, 6 to 8 inches, and yeah, that was quite a lot of fun. So over there is Orchid Leg, and Birch Lake is down there. So they're quite a way away. None of the lakes are too close together. None of the anglers are that close together. You wouldn't really hear or know anybody else was here, quite honestly. It's a very, very quiet venue. Over the other side of these trees down here, there is a private lake belonging to a local chap. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, but unfortunately not accessible by us. So there you go, Peters Lake, very serene, very quiet. Just not saying anything at the moment, so you can hear the absolute absence of noise. The only thing you can hear is there is a water spigot down here that seems to have slowed down quite a lot, but that comes off of a pump, and that provides some aeration for that lake. So there we go, that's Peters Lake. Yeah, overall you've got facilities wise here, you've got running water, you've got electricity with 3-pin and 2-pin plugs. You've even got Wi-Fi. Now that was a total shock to us. I don't know if I just failed to read it in the fine print, but you've actually got Wi-Fi everywhere, and that includes outside. So what they've done is they've got Starlink satellite, and it's running off of repeaters. So there are repeaters in the trees, and those repeat the Starlink satellite Wi-Fi signal for you to access. Now, you're not going to be, you know, downloading gigabytes worth of data at fast speeds. That's not going to happen. But it's been good enough for all of us to be, you know, using YouTube and Facebook and things like that. And we've been watching videos on Prime Video at night. So good enough for that sort of thing. And it means you don't have to worry about your data allowances when you're roaming. So that was absolutely brilliant. Water, they've got an outside tap over there. They've got an outside chest freezer, which again I didn't know that they had. I knew there was a fridge with a freezer compartment inside. That's just a standard under the counter, very small. But what they've got separately in this outbuilding there is an actual chest freezer. So if you wanted to bring along your own baits, frozen boilies, frozen squid, frozen mackerel, anything like that, you know, just keep it chilled on the way over, and then you've got that huge great chest freezer. You can chuck it all in there. I would recommend as well bringing bags and bags of ice. I mean, probably get them once you arrive from car 4 or something, but yeah, fill that up with ice and then use the ice in all your drinks, because it gets bloody hot here, and with all of the trees completely surrounding you, you've got very little in the way of a wind or a breeze, so it's really still, really calm, quiet. But yeah, it can turn into a bit of an oven in the middle of the day, which is why I've chosen to do this a bit later on. So yeah, great facilities. You've got the static home there that they've converted into 3 bedrooms. There's a double bed in one, 2 single beds in another, and then 2 single beds in the last and biggest. There's a small toilet shower room, and then they've built on this annex, and in there is a kitchen with all your essentials and plugs there and stuff, and under counter fridge, gas cooker, and dining table with chairs, and then they've got two-seater sofas and a big TV, and the TV even has Sky television on it, which is just amazing. So if you're bringing your kids with you, they're not going to be super bored, although I would say that the Sky TV has got a very limited package on it, but it's certainly a lot more English channels than you would have if it was just French Freeview on there. So yeah, you've even got some English channels there, which you can watch. So yeah, you know, for a family, absolutely brilliant. It is a little remote, so you know they'll have to find things to do, but the owners are really you know, they'll go out of their way to help you in any way you want. I mean, when we first got here, we realised we'd forgotten to get some kitchen foil. Well, they were going out shopping anyway, and they went and got us some. So, you know, just ask them, and they will accommodate you in a number of different ways. So, yeah, really nice, placid, quiet venue. Lots and lots of big fish, and you know, it's a really nice little lake. So, give it a try. Have a look. Give it a try. I think it's a bargain for the money. And with all of the extras that you get with the static home, Wi-Fi, water, electricity, it just makes coming as a family really doable. And you know, we've enjoyed our stay. All right, that's all I've got to tell you. So thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.